Hello, and welcome to another episode of my Stellaris Let's Plays. It's Northstar. I hope you folks are well. I had things kind of get stuck on a load for a while before I ended the video, though actually, as soon as I ended the recording, it worked. I don't know, maybe the RAM was getting overloaded. I'm surprised Windows Update was trying to do some bullshit where it, was updating without permission or such. Give me a sec. Sorry, I was checking something on my graphics card. So anyways, when I run over stuff in my head, sometimes I remember, oh yeah, I went through that thought process before, just like, I find my thoughts each time, just like I do when you play this game, and you do a campaign, then you end it, and then you do a new one, and you learn a little each time. Freaking stink bug or some shit. All these insects are flying in, even though there's shades drawn, because the air conditioner is not sealed properly. Around the window, there's a little gap. Oh, this is going to be a real problem. I mean, first world problems to have, I guess. So I'm disabled on COVID, and I was thinking, well, if I can get the SSI processed in time, which I probably can, assuming they don't screw with me and they approve it, then when I have less than 2,000 savings, I can get that. It's like 1,100 a month. That's not enough for rent in a lot of places, but if I go in the middle of nowhere, it would be enough for rent. Food stamps, Medicaid, I could survive until my YouTube hopefully gets to the point where I can earn money. Even though rent goes up every year faster than SSI because there's a housing crisis in America that will not be fixed because homeowners don't want their properties to be devalued, or not even devalued. They don't want to see less of a rise in the value of the properties they own. They want it to grow, 4% instead of 2 or something, so they won't let the government subsidize construction, new housing. Too politically unpopular. It's not going to happen under capitalism in America. So this society doesn't keep pace with increasing price of housing, so eventually it won't be sufficient. But if I go in the middle of nowhere, I'll probably carve out enough time to get my YouTube to where it's self-sufficient. In worst case, 6 years. I go somewhere very rural. Eventually, even in the rural areas, rent will be too high. But the problem is I suspect like Trump may try and end SSI as a program with this Doge bullshit they was doing before, and that's, if he doesn't, a future Republican, the system is becoming fascist, and so again, myself in that situation, if the programs are limited, then suddenly I'm SOL. So it's a very precarious situation to be in, but I guess it's better than being homeless on the street. So I will have to go in the middle of nowhere, some tiny dinky town far from any major city for the rent to be affordable enough. And even then, live in basically one of the lowest quality homes, apartments that's available, like room rent. But I could do it. Somewhere where you basically have to own a car, and because the SSI savings limits, I wouldn't be able to have enough money to save up to replace my car when it breaks. If I got it from family, lend my car to my mother. She can get to work. Even if I got my car back, eventually it would break and I wouldn't be able to. So I'd be in the middle of nowhere without a car. That would suck hard since there wouldn't be enough room in the budget for Ubers. Occasionally I'd have to do Amazon Whole Foods food delivery to even eat. It would be a really tough situation. And very rare Ubers and Lyfts. Extremely precarious existence. I might be able to find some player who would give me a tiny number of hours, because I can't work that many with long COVID before I get loopy. But if I could do 2 to 3 hour shifts, 2, 3, maybe even 4 days a week, that's about the most I could handle long COVID. I have to feel it out. I might start with 2, and then I can handle 1 more or more. I know it wouldn't be more than 4 for sure, but I might not even be able to handle 4 shifts. Energy is very limited with long COVID, and I get like fatigue if I push myself too hard and they have less energy the next day. And there are things I can recover from, but then I need a certain number of days to be able to fully recover. Otherwise, it's just compounding exhaustion. Like, I suspect a 3-hour work shift, maybe an hour of light duty at the end, so maybe actually technically a 4-hour, would probably take me like 3 days to fully recover from, so that limits me to like 2, maybe 3 shifts a week. It's not much. 12 hours of work a week will not pay the bills. But, I mean, that's the nature of being disabled. This disease sucks. And some people can't even get out of bed with long COVID, and some people are like just a little ringing their ears. 14.5 million Americans have it, but is it? No, that's an outdated figure. It's actually even substantially more now. But some of them are as minor as like tingling that won't go away in their fingers. It's like, okay, that's not all the same thing as what I'm experiencing. I'm suffering something much more severe than that. Much more severe than that. Why people don't even realize they have long COVID because they have like 1 or 2 symptoms, or actually to be long COVID technically by some definitions they have like 3 small symptoms that won't go away, and since they had an infection they don't even realize. It's mild enough you don't even realize you have it. It's not that big a deal. I mean, alright, I mean, I shouldn't hate people. Okay, I can't upgrade these defense platforms at all. That's annoying. So I have to... Just gonna have to update the design with the scout wings. Keep the name. Scout wings because they're great for just tearing apart some void worms with no point defenses. They can do massive damage if nothing shoots them down. Compared to any equivalent weapon slot. Just to medium. Like you can see. It's night and day. Just because it was messing with changing. Did it already save in? No, it didn't. There we go. I have to overwrite design, then upgrade. Boom. Only takes 15 days. Okay. So, the void worms get closer. Oh, they're here already? Okay, I gotta do it now. I'm assuming they're headed towards... Shit, they're going this way instead. They could end up... I'm hoping they wander through a synth. That's where I'm prepared to ambush them and destroy them. If they don't, I could have problems. Alright, I'll put this off a little. Because they might show up somewhere else. They go all the way around here. Okay. I need to start producing trust class and caravan. And play with like canceling that as it gets closer. It's gonna suck. Just watch the void worms like a hawk to see where they go, and they try and hit them with both stationary scout wings and mobile fleet. Upgrade fleet number 2 and battle fleet 1. this is the force that's gonna fight the voidworms. I'll force attack, even though they're passive at this point. Weak cruiser. Okay, that's the outcome of that. Cool. Got later might give some kind of scaled research. Besides, I got stuff to do. Most particularly watching these voidworms and where they're going. But yeah, since I don't expect SSI will be around forever, can't survive forever, just until my YouTube, which is the most real work I'm able to do, and I can put a lot more hours in this because I don't have to spend the energy commuting. It's less physically strenuous than almost any job that could work. I mean, if I had been educated in a field, I could have still done sort of the long COVID. I might have been able to hack out, but EMS, no. I hadn't finished. I was trying to become a physician, but I wasn't far enough in education that I couldn't work as a physician. I definitely couldn't get the training in the state. Can't be an EMT at all, not even a single hour. I can't lift the things I need to lift anymore. Before that, I worked like some bullshit, highly physically demanding minimum wage jobs I couldn't do either. So I don't have the skills for any kind of office work that might be able to do more hours in. If I could do this, and eventually loan forgiveness for total complete disability plus disability education programs, I might be able to get retrained something where I could do an actual office job that's not so physically demanding that I couldn't. You know, I want to work, it's just this disability leaves me very unable. I mean, want to be able to work partially so that I could have a skill set working out of the country, resell work visas, whatever. Because U.S. is going fascist. And I want to contribute to that country. I would say I want to contribute. I don't want to fucking contribute to a fascist state and make it stronger. But I do want to be able to survive another country. Go to another country. If you're a non-citizen, you can't get a lot of the like disability stuff. That's tough. Just able to get retrained something not very physically strenuous office job work that I could actually do. I need, like, I don't know, maybe couldn't do accounting because I have too much trouble focusing. I don't know, there's probably something, but again, not something I have the skills for. The things I have the skills for I can't do anymore with my long COVID. But yeah. Go settle in Sweden or something. Contribute to that society, one that's fair and just compared to the United States and isn't going fascist. Primordial soup. Eh? What did I tech there that led to the primordial soup thing? That's a anomaly that's like light abiogenesis. The formation of life out of non-living stuff. Organic technically means that it's carbons out of organic compounds that aren't. People sometimes use organic to mean alive, but organic technically means contains carbon compounds. So there were like amino acids before the first cells existed. And then you got like ribozymes formed, eventually RNA, the RNA world hypothesis. So there were ribozymes and more complex proteins that started to form that like started to be able to replicate themselves. And then the first plasma membranes, you know, the first cells. There was a process where the first life evolved. At least this is the hypothesis, but it's hard to test. Although scientists have managed to do a limited amount of abiogenesis in a test tube, basically. So there's pretty good, strong evidence for this. But compounds we know would have been on early Earth, like clays and stuff. But if you could find a world that was in the primordial soup stage, you could confirm these hypotheses, and that's what this refers to. Alright, so where are the woodworms headed now? Looks like they're headed across. Brick. Caravan. I don't have enough alloys for, actually. Need to go back to the original version of this. Can cause problems if I sometimes you can get weird things. We'll try and upgrade to one then the other, or upgrade but not change anything. Anyways, we'll hit the woodworms here. Seems that's where I have to intercept them. Could maybe do it here. I want as much time as possible to prepare. Because we just go here. It's probably more expensive than. Shoot. Alright, I'll do Whitson. I have enough time. I was gonna have to cute it too early anyways. Dang. Gnats, they're annoying the heck out of me. I mean, it's like they're custom made to be annoying. No, not the only one who gets annoyed by gnats. This is too loud, especially. Turn down the amplifier on my headset. And turn up that. I mean, more ability to customize. Make each notch here mean less. Is that working? Yes, it is working. Okay, now I have to make it. I don't think this affects you guys. For you, it's getting louder, but for me, I made it softer and then louder.
Construction completed.
Different games have different loudness levels. There's no standardization, so for one game I need the headset way up and another way down. Game devs could get together and agree on some standard volume levels range. It'd make it a little better for everyone. Yeah, this makes the automation already worthwhile. Calculating for it to be profitable on just a district without buildings, which I would need the technician output multiplier to be at least plus 42%, which you can see I'm very much got. Stability, buildings, pursuit of profit, authoritarian, powered exoskeletons, governor skill. I think I have very close. It's not quite there. And the buildings push over the edge. Yeah, the more text you get, the more worthwhile automation is. Like text to amplify worker output. Technician output. So you know the labor that you free up from every job. You then have to put it mostly into technicians is to pay the upkeep on automation buildings. And if the amount of labor you free up isn't enough to pay the upkeep, then you're coming out behind. People tried to tie themselves on as knots to explain how that's not true, but it is true. It absolutely is. Except for some very specific stuff like making certain worlds less populous. Like say you have a world that's already well beyond maximal growth. And you automate jobs there, and then resell the pops to a budding colony can still be worthwhile with extra pop growth. But it's not worthwhile from a resource standpoint. Alright. So on the 23rd of April, so I need to push that defense platform down before then. Not entirely sure of the timing right, so I want to wait to the last second to deploy the platforms. I was hoping they go through synth, but nope. Not this trust class or waste with the crystal mine. I mean, there's waste, but not a big one. So I'll eventually need to fight there. Whitson is... well, the hive could come in and attack it at some point. So we'll probably need defense platforms eventually, as well as a starbase. Starbase here and here. Be Argid Caravan be better to prevent Whitson from being reached in the first place. It's probably true. Actually, I'd probably do defense and death, have a starbase here and one here. So with FTL inhibitors, they'll have to destroy the starbase, capture it, then go here where they have a fight in their hands. Due to having both fleets and starbases there is the idea in defense platforms. It's defense strategies in case I'm attacked when I'm not ready for it. When I wasn't expecting it, you know. If I was expecting a war, I probably was building up so that I can go on the offensive, or at least not get invaded, but maintaining a stay in military large enough that you just can go on the offensive whenever your attack is dumb and pay a lot of upkeep. That could have been invested and then reinvested out the, you know, benefits of that investment. Many reinvestment cycles. Get lost, freaking bugs. So many are coming in here. Let's see. Oh shit. Aerostat colonies, I need more engineers, that's right. Let's start with both Marsons. Now, whatever. To decrease it by, looks like 20 later. Just leave it like this, actually. Instead of running a slight surplus, it's a slightly smaller surplus. It's not big enough of a surplus either way to be useful. Why do I care? Alright. Woodworm, Voidworm, where art thou going? I mean, it looks like for some random reason they're stopping by this frozen world. I don't know why. Clearly wandering, it's semi-random. You know? Alright, aerostat colonies. A rune network of aerostat colonies dating back at least 3 millennia can be found in the low orbit of this gas giant. The original function appears to have been gas mining. They have since been abandoned and reoccupied by many different races and pirate groups. The colonies have been thoroughly stripped of anything even remotely valuable. The mere fact they are still aloft after all this time makes them an interesting subject of engineering research. Oh, not scaled research, just actually just help the hive mind. Oh well. Zulcor swarm. July. The Tastigoid in August rolls around. Oh, there's a abandoned gateway here. Missed that. Interesting. Haven't shown up on the map, but yeah. That exists. Hive is very blessed by the location. And they got this, which they could not have found themselves. Hive minds can't discover that archaeology site. They can still see the modifier. Bad luck for me, good luck for them. Alright, I'm gonna get the Rinthi. These guys are gonna go and get the Cenarians. You know what? Yeah, I'll retard it since we're no longer. I hate this. I just want to pull the squires, but it won't let me. Engineers. Stupid gnats, they just get more numerous. Yeah, I'd also checked. You can't. At Zulcor, of all the things that secured, were the only things to give another specimen. I think the Rinthi could, maybe. Like a pet Rinthi, they're basically tribbles from Star Trek. The Trouble with Tribbles. Famous episode. Very cute little furry. Little Furbies that reproduce asexually or sexually. You can do both. Increase number insanely fast. They basically take over like the Enterprise or whatever, Voyager, whatever the ship is in that episode. Getting electrical wiring, like chew it up, kind of like squirrels. Chew up electrical wiring. Squirrels actually cause immense amounts of property damage every year due to that. I thought I might, probably not, but might find anomalies here. Of course, odds are this has been surveyed. I probably should go to that system. Doing that because you get experience quite quickly from secret projects, special projects. We're doing this. Where the heck? Oh, this is way. Over here. The scientists do this. Looks like the custodians have already beat me. Well, they're over here, but I may have beat the ILF aliens. Surveying. There might still be, but there's no reason to rush. I'm not gonna get more than what's in the system. Freaking gnats! They They fly in semi-random directions, so it's really freaking hard to kill them, which is obviously an evolutionary adaptation. Not the first person who's wanted to kill them. Squish them in
We have
midair.
encountered spaceborne life forms.
And at random times, they'll decide, oh, now's a good time to drop and suck blood. And more than just an annoyance. A lot more than just an annoyance. What are the void worms doing over here? This isn't a direct line over to this. It's like they want to visit the gas giant for some reason. Yeah, they're definitely visiting the gas giant for some reason. Beats me why. They're not hostile yet. Can become hostile to 2235. Still haven't decoded this language, though. Probably getting close. Oh no, I'm only in stage 2. I think I have ways to go, actually. There we go. There's more squires. Is able to assign more engineers. I could max up engineers if the game would just let me pull 50 more squires. But it won't. Knowingly. Alright, I'm about to finish. I mean, the mines here. Insisting on working farmers instead of nations. Stupid pop manager. Here I'm doing the farms. No, I could see what happens if I don't have the full. Yeah, okay, like I thought, it automates part. And yeah, all the bonuses still apply even to the automated workforce. Like, if it fully use the automation building, I definitely want to make sure I work the farms fully. Cool. More miners than before because, well, not before, but automation of the farming jobs means there's can work all the farms and still have some miners. Oh yeah, and at 125 automated, so yeah, the building definitely the hydroponics farm. I had to cost effectiveness because no extra upkeep, but more jobs automated. Didn't add a lot. It's 1 point energy upkeep for the building. Output of 25 farmers is like 3 food, 4. And I guess it's still profitable, but it's not hugely. Anyways, it's nice to know it synergizes with food processing facilities. Alright. Let's go to surface quarry here. I can automate after. That will give me more minerals in the synth. 6 dozen, get 500 mining jobs. For 48 minus 20%. Less than 40 energy upkeep. 500 pops freed up. Yeah, that would definitely be enough to work enough extra detonations. Alright. It's not as cost effective as automating something with fewer districts, but it's still profitable. After this automation building, farms. So I want to automate farms in Hessic as well. I also want to remove farming districts, so I need that to keep the number of farming jobs reasonable. Turn a farming district into generator. So I'm actually going to end up in an energy deficit. That's right. All the automation. Be running a tiny surplus after this building. This and this already be, I think, and this I think already be in deficit. Cool. Right, say that I think of assholes who go renting cool story, bro, to gaslight people about like things that have happened to them, by claiming that they're lying. Oh well. The pricks like that get in your head. Looks like this is dead end. Oh no, there's a lane here. Boom. How long is that science ship staying idle? I forgot about it. Oops. Mistakes will be made. You knew that. Concentrate. I'm probably going to turn off the engineers and physicists, run more biologists. Or some of the artisans for a little while, but long term, probably not. Assembling the fleet. Yeah, they're definitely hanging around the gas giant for some weird reason. What are the void worms doing here? It's not the preferred habitat. Doesn't have a deposit or anything even.
Anomalous readings registered.
Massive storms are visible in the upper atmosphere of this gas giant. Might be worth our studying in more detail. Oh. Yeah, this leads to all sorts of cool stuff. Take a moment to study that with the right scientist. This one. Yeah, I've spent too much time around too many toxic internet people that some nasty gasoline term would be the first thing I think of when I... Cool. Like that. Yeah, too many pricks online. And people do this are almost always right-wing people are doing it about stories about like suffering and inequality and how the system is rigged. Ah, the infinity machine. Visiting that. I don't think I have to be the first to visit it. To declare it an object of worship. As a spiritualist, that's a cool thing you can do. Till it's destroyed, which other options can lead to the vending machine's destruction because they don't enter the black hole or something. Electors will just board it and destroy it outright. Until it's destroyed, you get a happiness bonus. If it's in your own borders, you can try and make sure no one does those things. I think it has to be in your borders to... No, maybe it doesn't, but you can close your borders because I know it requires science ships. Other things to try and keep it alive. Of course, necessarily worth the diplomat penalties just for happiness thing, but empire-wide happiness modifier. Maybe it is. Still, it'll help my snowball for now. Sure, I could try and help the vending machine with its calculations. Get a research speed buff. But the happiness modifier is actually likely to help my science more because I can run more scientists if all my other jobs are more productive. More less productive scientists. Instead of 5% research buff or maybe a 10. 5% happiness, which equates to 3% stability or more if happiness is less than 50%. 5% stability if it's less, which equates to at least plus 1.8% job output. Yeah. And people may say again, but the research speed modifiers are additive with other stuff like Minister of AI, Discovery, Head of Research. So it's less than 5%. Versus maybe like a 1% increase in the productivity of most pops or so after consider there's other modifiers. What percentage of my population is scientists? That's a good question. $20, $380, $480, 115, no, but it should be like, it's a little more than 5 pops out of 75. 115th. Some more yields. Might equate to around 75. Or maybe 1/7 more researchers. Or 1/8 more. Yeah. Well, versus, like, at best case, like 8% more productive researchers, maybe 9. Researchers are not free to run. That's the thing. Yeah, if I could guarantee the better outcome from the fitting machine, it'd be better to help it. But the worst outcome is not as good as worshipping. So on average, this is better. If you roll the dice, help it, and you get the plus 10% research speed, that's better than happiness. You can still attack the vending machine later, by the way, like force attack with an actual fleet. After you've helped it. It means I have to declare an object to worship it. Change your mind about that. Maybe you want materials later. And you still get like debris. Not sure. I think you also get the 5% research speed buff for destroying it. Could be wrong. I'd have to double check that. You definitely get debris and Leviathan Slayer type stuff. It's worth it when you're very high tech and huge navy. Someone else is going to otherwise end up destroying it. You might as well be the one to do it. Biology lab in 41 days. Okay. Waiting for the void ones to go somewhere else. Oh, they're going back here. They might not go to past the synth or any of this at all. They're definitely not going near Whitson, so I'm going to cancel these platforms. Alright. First contact event. Communications established after successfully translating their language. We have established communications with the independent space station. The Idolic prophets of the Shroud. Oh, so where was the Shroud Walkers? Let's see if they want to talk.
The alien nation is hailing us.
It's not an alien nation, it's an enclave. Ah, visitor, welcome. We are the Idolic prophets of the Shroud. Within this void-born hole, our coven communes with forces incomprehensible to most mortal minds. We contemplate the secrets that lie hidden in dreams, reservoirs of untapped potential, the unseen gears driving whole civilizations. The Shroud reveals much to those who would listen. This moment I listen to you. This moment I listen to you. What brings you to us? Do you yet know? You can pay them for telling you what your fate is going to be, or ask for a teacher. What is to be our fate? Ah, momentous query. No less poignant for being asked by so many before you. Such a question carries a heavy price. 1,800 energy and 50 influence, but we can provide answers. Know this, however, the Shroud allows us to perceive events which have not yet come to pass, and this knowledge shall help guide your course. But it is beyond the power of any one event to alter the turning of the galaxy. If you would strike this bargain, know that your aspirations should extend no further than to be better prepared. Oh, what grand designs may be built upon even the merest glimpse of what is to come. Too many civilizations tell the same kind of story of dark things lurking in minds dug too deep. Tell me, visitor, have you ever wondered what lurks beneath the stratified layers of our reality? Eh. And as for teacher, master the shroud is a journey of 10,000 lifetimes. Even our most gifted teachers can only claim partial knowledge of its mysteries. Nonetheless, their wisdom is invaluable. Should you wish it, we'll dispatch one to guide your course. Being a shroud walker teacher, I'm pretty sure they're immortal, if I remember correctly. They never die of old age. Unlocks an extra council position, helping you do agendas faster, as well as providing this buff to Unity and Sonic's research outcomes. They're an official, so I think they can also govern a planet. But they have to like you enough. Oh, maybe not. You just need a ton of energy. 1,170. Oh, that's not that much. Eventually, pay them this stuff. Never particularly like that song. It's too loud, too self-assured. I think that's the most important thing. I'd rather be focused on the game. That's all I mean. I like gentle music, not stuff with excessive amounts of trumpets and... Oh no, I'm a very calm person. I prefer calm stuff. This is a nice song, Finding Sanctuary. I don't know if it's supposed to evoke images of refugees or whatever. There's a trailer for this game once upon a time. One of the DLC, or for one of the anniversaries, it was... And there's a scene where you have refugees from a human planet that's destroyed by an Armageddon weapon, and you have, like, aliens holding, like, a human child with their arms, fireman carry style, and, like, putting blankets, like... That scene made me tear up a little. It's very touching. There's something deeply moving about people being there for those who need it. I do wish people be there for Americans trying to get out of this country as it goes fascist. I'm scared, man. I don't doubt that someday there'll be fascists banging down the doors of wherever I am and trying to disappear me from my political beliefs. Like, government, we're not talking the sort of people who'd like to dox me. We're talking like Trump filling the FBI with fascists and hunting down political ideologies. He doesn't like doing Indonesian genocide except in the US. I'm referring to how the Indonesian genocide was the extermination of left-wing people. Funded by the US, by the way. Through foreign aid to Indonesia, which was actually increased as this happened. And the US also provided diplomatic cover, much like what's going on in the Near East and the Levant right now. The Indonesian genocide is one of the many, many genocides the US has done. That's why the death toll of capitalism is over 1 billion. Some of that's due to genocides funded by capitalist countries, including the Holocaust, because the Nazis were capitalists, despite some right-wing fucktards trying to deny that fact. I mean, we actually got the word privatization from their programs of selling off government assets to private capitalists. The nature of private ownership is not being free to do whatever you want. Sure, they control to some degree what the big industrialists did. It's all the profits of industry, huge amounts of value being siphoned off from workers and passed on to very wealthy owners. That is what private ownership is. Whether or not there's economic planning, yes, the Nazis did some economic planning, but within the context of private ownership, they were capitalists, even if they're not your ordinary sort of capitalists. And so the Holocaust is part of the death toll of capitalism. But even without it, it's still an enormous, enormous number, far bigger than that caused by socialist countries. People say, oh, but I poo communism. Those people can fuck themselves because, again, they're conveniently ignoring that capitalism is worse, has done worse. And that particular book is full of lies and exaggerations to get to 100 million. The real number would be like 20. 20 million versus like a billion. You don't have to exaggerate to get to a billion with capitalism. 50-to-1 ratio. Neither system is perfect because what no system is, and what people say socialism, they're mainly looking at Marxist-Leninism, which is the worst possible form of socialism. And maybe some Marxists may argue it's the more realistic one, but it's definitely the worst in terms of like being the least humane possible form of socialism. And yet it killed 1/50th as many people as capitalism did. The greater evil definitely won the Cold War. It's like, would you like to be led by the people who killed one guy or 50 people? Well, I wouldn't like either, but given the choice, I choose the one. Especially when you realize some of the death toll. Marxist-Leninism is stuff like the Great Purge, which was a witch hunt. It wasn't like out of maliciousness so much as widespread fear. Like, I'd rather have a system where there's occasional witch hunt than a system that just kills people out of malice, like with the Indonesian genocide, which is a much worse crime than the Great Purge was. Motivations, why things are done, matters. And now the squires get promoted to biologists. Alright, I'd definitely rather have artisans, biologists, and engineers. Looks like I'm gonna need to pull most of the physicists. All the physicists? Huh. Some of the priests even. Alright, May is gonna be real tight for a while. Still not enough biologists. Well. Cool. That's probably what I want to go with there. Eventually I'll probably add either research labs, probably a temple actually, because there's too many militarists in Anchor and not enough amenities. So better a temple than a research lab, probably. And it does provide some society research, which is the area of research I'm trying to go deep in. So I automate a bit. I get like 175 labor per bit automated here. Yeah, it wouldn't be cost effective, not yet. Medical center. So that where I do get amenities, I get it more cost effective than Squires. I mean more pop effective. Nah. For now, this is probably fine. It's gonna be quite unstable on Anchor for a while. Oh. Go to a reactor district. And start building. Instead of doing one more generator here, we just destroy farm here. Heck. Destroy this farm once the hydroponics farms are done. Have a few extra population and move to Anchor. Or do a reactor district so I can do one highly automated and reduce the planetary deficit of energy at least. Create more trade than an Astro Mining Bay. My trade situation is tight. It's going to get worse as I specialize planets. Cool. Here we go. Start a reactor district. Farm will have enough farming jobs that, as I said, dismantle one of the ag districts, which will reduce empire size, as well as upkeep, as well as actually add to the planet capacity here. Because you essentially lose 200 planet capacity per basic resource district right now. Make it agrarian utopia is only 100. But that won't be for a long time. Need to take agrarian idle first. Automating to free up whatever labor I can. Oh yeah. Just gonna borrow some artisans just long enough. To make sure I have the night jobs filled and such. Titanium wood pops, huh? Oh. The Zulcor are swarming insect analogs, unusual both for their large size and the fact that they are lithophores, feeding off rocks and minerals in the ground. One of the shuttles belonging to the ISS Ibn Battuta sustained serious damage when it inadvertently passed their large swarm, and several Zulcors began to feed on its hull. The construction of the special containment field facilities required to hold these creatures has already begun at the Museum of Exobiology in Hessek Prime. And get a specimen from this. Zulcor wings. Chinese wings taken from the Lithovoric species known as the Zulcor. Of it should be the planet name again. This is bad localization. These insectoid creatures consume vast quantities of minerals as the main portion of their diet. A single swarm capable of tearing through a mountain in a matter of weeks. After digestion, the minerals reinforce the Zulcor's exoskeleton. As a consequence, their waste products frequently contain trace amounts of quartz crystals and rare metals. And you can get a scaling boost to alloy production from Zulcor wings. Lots of scaling stuff I'm getting from these things here. All right. I ran so many forcers to not have unemployed pops and I actually want some priests just to raise stability instead of but yeah, full complement. Not full complement priests, but some. Instead of going all out on biologists. Just because I'm losing so much production to low stability. Also, just this crime that's need for enforcers. Take a sec to recalculate. H is fine by me. Void worms, worms, where art thou going? Here. Oh, this is idle. What? Wreckage identified. When did that finish? God, it's in too much stuff. Survey some things on the way out here. Further field. I was trying to find. Oh, I forgot to put the other envoy to use. They can do the void worms. Alright. Stakes made more and more as I get more tired. More squires now? Priests and squires. Small bit of margin here. Few infill jobs. Double jobs 9. So I don't. So rotating later. Shoot, I need more enforcers here. Do have some unemployed specialists, so. These are kids that specialists had, and That'll be enough enforcers. Maybe if I was to the moat. That. And I keep finding us only have crime. Probably a little leeway here. It's also a tight situation. Yeah. 30 is leeway enough, isn't it? Let's stick with that. Seeing 7% crime, but I think this hasn't recalculated yet. Alright. Let's gain the atmospheric storms. Exploring. Research is surveying. Is doing the capture there. And sort of exploring. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna cut this video here. If you folks enjoyed, take care of each other, kind yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star lead you home. Until next time, it's Northstar. I do. Best luck to you all.